speaker on the new list.
Oh, thank you. So now we're debating the motion here, the motion to just ignore. So my NDP colleague walks into a committee for the very first time, looks at a report that he hasn't probably read a word of about fossil fuel subsidies, which is a misnomer, and he comes up and says, "Oh, I don't want to even talk about the body of what's in this report. I just want to go right to a vote and accept it as it is." I can see that his job in Parliament is probably a little suspect if he's just going to think that somebody else is going to write the report that we have to sign our name to. He's a visitor at this committee. He's a visitor here, and he can take a look at all of the input that we've actually added along the way here through these 7 committees he's referred to, where we've actually talked to the analysts about what did this witness say here? Can we reference it? Can we add some value? Can we include some data? Because in as much as it is, this witness said this witness said this, in the end, we're presenting a report from Parliament that's supposed to be substantive. Now, Mr. Bachrach will know I've had this discussion with my parliamentary colleagues before. I would question him if he's ever participated in a report in Parliament that he can refer to any of his constituents referring again, and that's because they're probably worth about the paper they're written on. The fact that we actually go through this and actually provide some detailed perspicacity to it and actually look at what's happening here. Where did these opinions come from? Where is the background? Who is saying what here? And where is the numbers that actually substantiate what is going on here? And some of these opinions that we're reporting on here aren't just indeed that. And having those opinions, especially when they're counter opinions one to the other, having those opinions exposed with the sunlight of actual data and what's happening in the world and what's happening in the industry and what's happening in Canada is part of our job. We're parliamentarians. We're not just here to sit back in our chairs, smoke our cigars, and say, yep, the analysts, they wrote this, the witnesses, they said this, and that's all our job is here. In the end, we've got a parliamentary report from a parliamentary committee, the Standing Committee, the House and Commons, on the environment and climate change. And so we better put some detailed work into this. And I know from what Mr. Bachrach's comments, who, as I say, hasn't read this report, doesn't understand its witnesses, its references, the industry, or if I can say almost anything about this, he's coming in here and saying, we should just flush it, get it out there, you know, don't even ask any questions about what's said in there. Well, I strongly differ with him.
Madam